Good afternoon, students. Welcome to Best College Online Classes. In this video lecture, we are going to discuss about taxonomical categories from the chapter The Living World. As already we started this topic in last class, I gave you the definition for taxonomical hierarchy and what are the obligatory categories. What are the obligatory categories in taxonomical hierarchy, and how the number and relationship between the organisms, that is similarities, will increases and decreases with these categories. As I mentioned in last class, there are 7 obligatory categories which are arranged in descending order, which is known as hierarchy of classification or taxonomical hierarchy, that was proposed by Carolus van Linnaeus. So in last class, I gave you the order of hierarchy. It starts with kingdom. So as already I mentioned, always these categories, obligatory categories, must be arranged in descending order. In that, the largest is kingdom and the smallest is species. First, largest is kingdom. After kingdom, there is phylum or division. After division, there is class, and after that, order. After that, family, genus, and species are 7 obligatory categories. Along with 7 obligatory categories, we may use some intermediate categories like subkingdom, superphylum, subphylum, or superdivision or subdivision, superclass, subclass, superorder, suborder, superfamily, subfamily, like that. Even we will use subspecies and tribe. Okay. So that all we discussed in last class. I just gave you the hierarchy of classification or hierarchy of taxonomy in last class. Now we will discuss about all the 7 categories which are known as taxa. We will discuss about all that in detail. Okay. First we will discuss about the kingdom. As already I mentioned in last class, which is the largest taxon in obligatory categories in hierarchy of classification, which is the largest, that is the kingdom. So kingdom is the largest category in the hierarchy of classification or taxonomical categories. In 7 obligatory categories, kingdom is the largest category, which poses large number of organisms. Actually, kingdom is formed by a group of phylum, a group of phyla, or a group of divisions. So kingdom includes a group of phyla or a group of divisions. So kingdom, it is the largest unit. So here the large amount of organisms we can notice in the kingdom. Kingdom is formed by the group of phyla or group of divisions that you have to notice here. So kingdom includes a group of phyla or a group of divisions. What is kingdom? Kingdom is a group of phyla or a group of divisions. A group of phyla or a group of divisions form kingdom. A group of phyla or a group of divisions collectively known as a kingdom. Kingdom is the largest taxon in hierarchy of classification. So all the organisms present in different phyla or present in different divisions belongs to a single kingdom. Okay. So according to R.H. Whittaker, the entire living world is divided into 5 kingdoms. The entire living world is divided into how many kingdoms? 5 kingdoms. According to R.H. Whittaker classification, according to R.H. Whittaker, how many kingdoms are there? So the 5 kingdom classification was given by R.H. Whittaker in 1969. In 1969, R.H. Whittaker given a method of classifying all the living organisms on the earth into 5 kingdoms. Okay. So what are the examples for these kingdoms? What are the examples for kingdoms according to R.H. Whittaker? There is kingdom Animalia. All animals on the earth are kept under kingdom Animalia. Examples for kingdom Animalia. All the animals belongs to which kingdom? Animalia. Plantae. Plantae. All the plants on the earth belongs to this kingdom Plantae. So kingdom Animalia and kingdom Plantae are examples. Along with that, what are the remaining three kingdoms according to R.H. Whittaker? You know, fungi are Mycota. Fungi are Mycota is all fungi which are present on the earth are kept under kingdom fungi. And after that, there is Protista. All unicellular eukaryotes. All unicellular eukaryotes belongs to this kingdom Protista. And Monera. All unicellular prokaryotes. All unicellular prokaryotes belongs to kingdom Monera. So here, kingdom is the largest taxon in taxonomical hierarchy. In the taxonomical categories, which is the largest, that is kingdom. This kingdom includes a group of phyla or divisions. Usually we are using phylum for animal classification and division for plants. According to R.H. Whittaker, 5 kingdom classification, all the living worlds on the earth are divided into 5 kingdoms. So what are the examples for this kingdom? Animalia is a kingdom. Plantae, kingdom. Fungi or Mycota. Protista, Monera. These are the kingdoms. Okay. So here, Monera, all unicellular prokaryotes belong to this kingdom. All unicellular prokaryotes belongs to kingdom Monera. All unicellular eukaryotes belongs to Protista. All multicellular eukaryotic saprophytes belongs to Mycota. All multicellular eukaryotic autotrophs belongs to Plantae, and all multicellular eukaryotic heterotrophs belongs to kingdom Animalia. So that you have to notice here. Is it clear? So that is about kingdom, right? What is a kingdom? How to define a kingdom? Kingdom is a large unit of classification, or it is a largest taxon in kingdom, largest taxon in taxonomical hierarchy. In this kingdom, it includes a group of phyla or divisions that we have to remember here. Is it clear? So that is about kingdom. Okay. Is it clear? So kingdom completed. After completion of kingdom, what is the next one? The next here after kingdom is phylum or division for plants. Phylum or division. Phylum or division. We can say this as a second largest taxon in taxonomical hierarchy. The second largest category is phylum or division. For plants, we are using division. For animals, we are using the phylum. So again, the phylum is nothing but a group of classes. A group of classes will form a phylum. Phylum is a group of classes. Okay, a group of classes that have similar characters. Okay, for example, in kingdom, all the phyla are divisions which have similar characters, which are similar in their characteristic features. So the phyla which have similar characters, or the divisions which have similar characters, will keep under a same kingdom. Okay, that you have to remember. For example, kingdom Animalia has 32 phyla. Okay, in that 11 phyla are very important phyla that you are going to learn in your first PUC syllabus. Okay, so now after that kingdom phylum is a group of classes. Phylum is a group of classes that you have to remember. So what is phylum or a division? Phylum is a group of classes. A group of classes or divisions that you have to remember here. What is phylum? Phylum is, it is group of classes. Phylum is a group of classes which have similar characteristic features, which are similar in their natures. Okay, so that you have to notice here. What are the important phyla? Examples for this phyla. First, I am going to give you the phyla in kingdom Animalia. So, the kingdom Animalia, already I told you, kingdom includes the phyla. What are the phyla that present in kingdom Animalia that I am going to give you here? See, in kingdom Animalia, the phyla are here. Porifera. Porifera is one, the first phylum in kingdom Animalia. Cnidaria, Ctenophora, Platyhelminthes, Aschelminthes, Annelida, Arthropoda, Mollusca, Echinodermata, Hemichordata, Echinodermata, Hemichordata, and Chordata. These are the major phyla, important phyla I gave you here. So the kingdom Animalia included 32 phyla, but in that the important or the main phyla here I gave. According to your syllabus, what they mentioned, you are going to learn all these phyla in your first PSU syllabus. So Porifera, Cnidaria, Ctenophora, Platyhelminthes, Aschelminthes, Annelida, Arthropoda, Mollusca, Echinodermata, Hemichordata, and Chordata. So these 11 phyla form kingdom Animalia. Okay. So kingdom is a group of phyla. So what are the phyla here? I gave you the phyla in the kingdom Animalia. Once again, these names are very important, ma'am. Maybe you are all know these names. Maybe you studied this in your lower classes. But once again, recall: Porifera, Cnidaria, Ctenophora, Platyhelminthes, Aschelminthes, Annelida, Arthropoda, Mollusca, Echinodermata, Hemichordata, and Chordata. These are phyla in kingdom Animalia, right? And after completion of that, what are the examples for divisions? The plants may divided. For plants, we will use division. The taxon division is mainly used for the classification of plants. In that, the best example for these divisions is Gymnospermae and Angiospermae. So, Gymnospermae and Angiospermae. Gymnospermae and Angiospermae are two divisions here. Gymnospermae and Angiospermae, that you have to remember, ma. So what are the divisions for plants? Here I gave you two divisions. Gymnospermae and Angiospermae are the divisions. So what is the phylum or division? Phylum or division is second largest taxon in the taxonomical hierarchy. A phylum is a group of classes. How to define a phylum? Phylum is a group of classes which have similar characters, which have similarity in their characters, right? Phylum or division is a group of classes, classes that have similarities or that have similarity in their characteristic features, features. Some examples for this phylum: Porifera to Chordata are the phyla that will form kingdom Animalia. The gymnosperm, and angiosperm will form kingdom Plantae. Okay, that you have to notice here. The two taxonomical categories, kingdom and phylum, are completed. And after completion of kingdom and phylum, next we have to discuss about the third one here. That's the class. Shall I erase this? A group of classes will form phylum. Okay. Next, after completion of kingdom and phylum, the next one here is class. The next one here is class. Same like phylum and division, you can define class as a group of closely related orders, or a group of similar orders, a group of closely related orders, a group of closely related orders. Class is a group of, class is a taxonomical category. Class is a taxonomical category that include a group of closely related orders. Include a group of closely related orders that you have to notice here. It is a group of closely related orders. Okay, is it clear? Right, that you have to observe there. And right, next, what are the examples for this class? What is class, ma? Class is a taxonomical category which includes a group of closely related orders. Class is a taxonomical category which includes a group of closely related orders. A group of closely related orders that we have to notice here. What are the examples for this class? Examples for class. See, for example, the vertebrata, the subphylum vertebrata. The phylum Chordata of kingdom Animalia is divided into 3 subkingdoms: Urochordata, Cephalochordata, Vertebrata. So in the vertebrata, there are different classes we can notice. So what are the classes? That Cyclostomata, Chondrichthyes, Osteichthyes, Osteichthyes, both are classes which include fishes. Chondrichthyes, Osteichthyes, and also Placodermi, that is extincted fishes. No need of that. Extincted. Ostracodermi and Placodermi are extincted vertebrates. And after that, well known amphibia, reptilia, aves, and mammalia are some examples for classes. So all these classes together form the phylum Chordata. So phylum Chordata is a group of classes which are the major classes in phylum Chordata: Cyclostomata, Chondrichthyes, Osteichthyes, amphibia, reptilia, aves, and mammals. These 2 are the classes which include all the fishes. All the species belongs to that you have to remember. And next, in the plants, the division spermatophyta. See, in the division spermatophyta is, I gave you two divisions there, gymnospermae and angiospermae. Along with that, spermatophyta also a division. In that, there are 7 classes. There are 7 classes for angiosperms and 2 classes for gymnosperms. That also you have to notice here. Sorry, there are 7 classes for gymnosperms and 2 classes for angiosperms. Here there are 7 classes for gymnosperms. 7 classes for gymnosperms. For gymnosperms, 7 classes, and 2 classes for angiosperms. Angiosperms, 2 classes are there. So that you have to remember. So what is a class? Class is a taxonomical category which includes a group of closely related orders. Example for these classes: Cyclostomata, Chondrichthyes, Osteichthyes, Amphibia, Reptilia, Aves, and Mammalia are the classes in the vertebrata. Okay, and after that, in animals, in the division spermatophyta, there are 7 classes for gymnosperms and 2 classes for angiosperms. Okay, that you have to remember. Is it clear? Right. Right after completion of class, what is the next? The next one here, order. The next taxonomical category is order. How to define this order? Order is the taxonomical category which includes closely related families. Closely related families. So order is a taxonomical category which includes a group of closely related families. A group of closely related families. A group of closely related families that you have to remember. Order is the taxonomical category which includes a group of closely related families. A group of closely related families. And what are the examples for these orders? Examples for these orders in kingdom Animalia, the class Mammalia here. The class Mammalia include different type of orders. So what are that orders? Now we have to discuss here. Okay. So here examples. For example, Primata is the order. Human being belongs to which order? Order Primata. Order Primata. So human being belongs to order Primata. And after that, there is Chiroptera. Order Chiroptera for so order Chiroptera for bats. Okay, all bats belong to which order? Chiroptera. So bats belongs to order Chiroptera, that you have to remember here. And after completion of that, the kangaroos. You all know that the kangaroo, which is a native of Australia, that belongs to Marsupialia. Order Marsupialia. So here bats belongs to order. So man, monkey, apes, and man. Monkey, apes, and man. Monkey, apes, and man belongs to order Primata. So order Primata, monkey, apes, man belongs to order Primata. Chiroptera, bats belongs to order Chiroptera, and Here marsupialia, the kangaroo belongs to marsupialia, and rats, rodentia, rats belongs to rodentia. Okay, rats belongs to rodentia. Cetacea, the whales belongs to cetacea. Whales belongs to cetacea, order cetacea. So like that you have to remember some orders I am giving. All are orders in the class Mammalia. Carnivora is the order. All carnivores like tiger, lion, leopard, so all that belongs to carnivora. So the carnivorous animals, carnivorous mammals belongs to order Carnivora. And herbivora, all herbivorous mammals like cows, goats, sheep, all herbivorous animals, rabbit, so all that belongs to herbivora. So here these all are the orders. These all orders collectively form the class Mammalia. So Mammalia is the group of orders. Mammalia is the group of orders. I gave you some important orders here that you have to notice. Okay, that's clear about this. Is it right? Right. After completion of that, next after order, family. We are going to discuss about the family. Is it clear? So what are the examples for orders? Primata, Chiroptera, Marsupialia, Rodentia, Cetacea, Carnivora, Herbivora. These are some examples for orders. So all these orders included in class Mammalia. These are the orders of class Mammalia. These are the orders of class Mammalia that you have to remember. Is it clear? Right. Next. After completion of that, we will discuss about family. Family, the next taxonomical category here, family. Maybe you know how to define the family. Already I gave many definitions there for various taxonomical categories. Now here, what is the family? Family is the taxonomical category which includes a group of closely related genus. A group of closely related genus. Family is a taxonomical category which includes a group of closely related genus. So family is a taxonomical category. It includes a group of closely related genus. That you have to remember. So before going to discuss about the examples of this, okay, so first you have to know how to name the family. That concept is important. Now we will discuss. For example, if you know the scientific name of an organism like Homo sapiens. It is the scientific name of human being. You all know that. In this, which is the genus Homo, which is the species, that is the sapiens. If you observe here, how to name a family? If you add genus plus ide, if you add ide, the word ide to genus, the suffix ide to genus, that is family. If we will add ide to genus, that equal to family. That is family. So how to name a family? How to provide name to a family, or how to establish a family? So here If we'll add the word ide to the genus, that is the name of the family. That is the name of the family. So here, in human being, Homo sapien, what is the genus? Homo. What is the family? Tell me now. Homo plus ide. Homoide. So what is the family here? Homoide. For our convenient study, Homonidae. Homonidae. Or it is simply, you can write like this also. Homoidae. What is the family of human being? Homoidae. Or Homonidae. Human, no? So we are using like Homonidae. It is regular for our communication purpose. We are using Homonidae. But actually, what is this? It is actually Homoidae. Homoidae. Right? So how to name a family? By adding ide to genus, we will get the family name. For example, if we'll see Musca domestica. Musca domestica is the scientific name of Musca domestica is the scientific name of housefly. So, what is the name of family of housefly? What is the name of family of housefly? How to know this? What is the genus? Musca. So, Musca plus ide. Musca plus ide. Then what you will get? You will get Muscidae. You will get a Muscidae. It is only for animals, ma'am. I am giving you this type of naming of families. It is mainly for animals, not for plants. It is purely, completely for animals, not for the purpose of plants. Okay, that you have to remember. For example, honeybee. Apis indica is honeybee. Apis indica is a scientific name of honeybee. What is the name of family? What is the name of family of honeybee? The name of family Apis plus ide. So what is the family? Apidae. Apidae. So like that, you can easily name the family by adding ide to the genus. By adding the word ide to the genus, you can easily write the name of the family. Okay. Homo plus ide. Homoidae or Homonidae is the family of human being. Musca plus ide. Muscidae, that is a family of housefly. Apis indica, that is Apis plus ide. Apidae, that is the family of that is honeybees. Okay. So like that, how to name a family? How to name a family? By adding ide to genus, we will name the family. Okay, that you have to remember. And after that, how to know the subfamily and superfamily? Here we are discussing only and mainly about 7 obligatory categories, but here it is family. If we add ine to the genus, that is subfamily. Subfamily. How to write subfamily? If we add the word ine to the genus, that is subfamily. That is a subfamily, right? Next, if we will add idea to genus, that is superfamily. Superfamily. So here, how to name a family, a subfamily, or a super family, all are completed. Okay. So how to name a family, subfamily, and superfamily? Now tell me, what is the subfamily and superfamily of human being? What is the name of subfamily and superfamily of human being? Already I gave you what is the family. Homoidae. Hominidae. Subfamily, Homoinae. Homoinae. Superfamily, Homoidea. Homoidea or Homoidea. But our convenience study, we are using Hominidea. Hominidea. For example, if you apply this for honeybees, Apis indica. So family is Epidae. Subfamily, Epinae. Okay, subfamily Epinae. Epis plus Inae, Epinae. Epis plus idea, Epinoidea. Epis plus idea, Epioidea. So if you apply this for Musca domestica, that is housefly. What is the family? Muscidae. Subfamily, Muscinae. Superfamily, Muscinidea. Okay, Muscinidea or Musciidea. So like that you can easily name the family, subfamily and also superfamily by adding the suffix ide, ine and idea. If you add ide to the genus, that is family. If you add ine to the genus, that is subfamily. If you add idea to the genus, that is superfamily. So that you have to notice here how to name. Okay, is it clear how to name the families? Okay, how to name family, subfamily and also superfamily. Now, what is a family? Family is a taxonomical category which includes a group of closely related genus. A group of closely related genus. Now we will discuss some examples of family. So here examples for family. Already I told you. Hominidae is the family of man. Muscidae is the family of housefly. Epidae is the family. Epidae is the family of human. Sorry, Epidae is the family of honeybee. That all we discussed. Now some more examples. Felidae. Felidae. Okay. So the lion, the tiger, the cat all belongs to family Felidae. Lion, tiger, cat, cheetah all belongs to family Felidae. Canidae. Canidae, the dogs where canines are well developed, all that belongs to Canidae. Ursidae, the bears. The bear belongs to which family? Ursidae. Okay, so here what I gave: Felidae, Canidae and also Ursidae. Okay, that you have to remember. Is it clear? So there is Hyenidae. Hyenidae also there for hyenas. Hyenidae. I gave you here 4 different families. These 4 different families collectively form an order that is Carnivora. So Carnivora is the order. So what are the families included in this Carnivora? Felidae, Canidae, Ursidae, Hyenidae. So Felidae, Canidae, Ursidae, Hyenidae are members of which order? Carnivora. So the order Carnivora is nothing but a group of 4 families. What are that? Felidae, Canidae, Ursidae and Hyenidae. All are carnivores. All are carnivores. Felidae. The cats like tiger, lion, cheetah and domesticated cats. Canidae, mainly the dogs, fox, vultures, all belongs to Canidae. Ursidae, the bears belongs to Ursidae. Hyenidae, the hyenas belongs to Hyenidae. So all these 4 families together form a order that is a Carnivora. Okay, so that you have to remember about the family. In the case of plants also there are different families. Okay, so if you observe in the plants there is Malvaceae, Fabaceae, Solanaceae, Liliaceae, like that different families are there, right? That you have to notice in the plants and animals. Is it clear about family, right? So up to that, one thing you should remember here, we discussed about taxonomical categories. In that, kingdom, phylum or division, class, order, and family completed. Their respective definitions and respective respective examples we have to notice here. So that is clear about important taxonomical categories. Still, two more taxonomical categories are remain. One is genus, another one is species. We will discuss about the two taxonomical categories in next class. So these examples are very important. You should follow the examples. Thank you.